sounds a little bit like a sure. So you can call me Dr. Shu, or if it's so hard, just talk, Dr. Sure. Okay? But if you can pronounce my name right, you may get a bonus 20.
Can you pronounce it one more time?
Last name?
Yes.
Shu. Shu.
Right.
All right, so what we're going to do today is I'm going to go through the syllabus and answer any question you may have. And then we're going to introduce ourselves to each other. I'm going to talk to you about myself in a very fun way. Then I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself to me and your fellow classmates. As you know, this is a discussion class. It's very interactive, so we need to know each other. Hopefully at the end of this semester, some of you will become friends. Okay? So let's start with syllabus. First, I want to talk briefly about this course. Okay? This is a contemporary public history course, and it is discussion course. So throughout the semester, we're going to discuss many topics. As you know, the discussion can go in many directions. We can discuss topic from political point of view. We can discuss topic from social point of view, or legal point of view, or environmental point of view, right? In many directions. But what we're going to do here in this class, we're going to discuss topic from economic point of view. I'm going to talk about that. So my goal is, at the end of the semester, that I hope I will put a pair of glasses on your face. This pair of glasses has economic lens. So I want to be able to comprehend and analyze the current affairs that's happening in life through economic lens. That is one of the goals of this class. The ultimate goal is to help you to make sound decisions. I always ask this question at the beginning of my class. I'm going to ask you this question. What do you think economics is? Any answer. There's no right or wrong answer, any answer. I just want to hear your thoughts on it. What is economics?
Study of currency and how it's used.
Very good. Okay. Any others?
Possibly how the stock market works.
Yes, good. Others?
Finance.
Finance stuff. Okay, how to do the personal finance or corporate finance, right? Others?
Like events and how they impact us.
Okay, good. All of what you said are correct. Now I'm going to tell you the definition of economics. Economics is a study of how individuals and societies use limited resources to make decisions on a daily basis. So it is a field of decision science. You make decisions every moment of your life. And you decide to come to Pembroke to study. I decide to stand here to teach you. Soon we will decide who will elect as our president. New York State just decided to raise the minimum wage to $15 for fast food restaurant workers. Every moment, every second, you make decisions. And that's what economics is. It studies how you make this decision. That's why economics is so important. Because no matter how small the decision is, behind my decision, there is a rationale, and there is economic principles. Hopefully, at the end of class, you will start understanding how you make the decisions. Why do you choose a steak instead of lamb? That's a decision, and there is economic principle behind that. So ultimate goal for this class is you can make some decision for yourself, for your family, for the community, and for the society. That is the ultimate goal of this class. And that's what economics is. It's all inclusive. You know, yes, it studies exchange rates, studies finance matters, and it study, decisions or the impact. But it includes much more than that. Include every decisions. That's why I'm so passionate about economics. Because every moment I think about something, every moment I read something, I look at something, and there was this economic mechanism kick in, help me understand. And that's what I want to train you to do. Train you to see your life, see other people's life, see the current affairs through that economic lens. So at the end of this class, I'm going to ask you, do you have that economic lens? Okay, so required text, that's the book we're going to use. And we're not going to use all the topics in this book, but a lot of them. So you're required to have this book. Okay? And then in addition to the reading of this book, I'm also going to post some additional readings and videos for you to watch. Usually I'm going to post the end of each week for next week's reading. So by the end of Friday night, and you will know what you need to study and before you come to the class next week. And you're required to read or watch all the materials I posted. Okay? So this is a reading part. And I'm going to reach you through UNCP email address in the Blackboard. So you have to have a valid UNCP email address. Okay? And also link to the Blackboard. This class includes 3 parts. The class requires 3-part discussion. So I think this is going to be videotaped, and I can, I always know in which class who have spoken and what are the contents of your contribution to the class, and then I'm going to use this to give you a grade, at the end of semester. That's a discussion grade, and I think that's 30% of the whole grade. So it is a big percentage. Okay? Not only I'm going to see how frequent you speak up, but also I'm going to look at the depth of your contribution. Okay, so 2 things. How frequent you speak up, the depth of your contribution. And the only one rule for the discussion is be respectful. Be respectful toward the instructor, be respectful toward your fellow classmates. Okay? You may disagree with everybody else. You may have the opposite view, but you have to be respectful. If anyone makes a disrespectful remark or comment, and I have the right to dismiss that student from the classroom. Okay? Just be respectful. Yeah. We're here to learn from each other. And actually, we want to listen to the opposite view, because you always learn something from opposite view. Okay, second part of the requirement for this class is presentation. I think this is a fun part. And the purpose of this part is I want you to take the ownership of this class. I don't want to just stand here, talk all the time, or be the coordinator of discussion, or leader of the discussion. I want you to take this role sometimes. So you're going to stand here and lead the discussion and coordinate the discussion twice throughout the semester. Okay? And you're going to pair with another person. You decide who you want to pair with. Okay, we have 20 students, so we're going to have 10 pairs. Okay? And one person will be the primary coordinator, primary leader. The other person will be the secondary. Okay? And the second time, then you switch. Okay, so, and each one has to be Each one has to have one time that you lead and one time you secondary, leader of the discussion. Okay? So, and after this class, and after you get to know each other a little bit, and you should start thinking who I want to pair with. Okay? And in about 2 weeks, I want you to tell me what's your group, what's your team number. In about 2 weeks from today. Okay. And so our since we have 20 people, and each of you is going to do 2 discussion, and totally we're going to have 20 discussion. So this is really, you can see this is not my class, this is our class, okay? And so for the, to lead the discussion well, and first you have to read all the materials thoroughly and analyze them in depth before you come to the class. Okay. And through the leading of the discussion, I can see how well you prepare. And also before the class, you need to prepare a page of abstract, of the bullet points, of the key things you want to discuss with your fellow classmates, and you send it to me the day before, and I will print it out and bring to the class. Okay. So I would say, if you want to lead a really successful discussion, and show the depth, and show your skills, and also show some, and passion, at least you need to work on at least 2 weeks for that discussion. Okay. You're only going to do 2 the whole semester, so you have plenty of time to prepare. Okay, so that's the second part of the course requirement, and I'm going to evaluate, the outcome of the discussion, and based on what you have done, and give you a grade. Okay, and that will be the presentation grade, and that counts for 35%. And the last part is a paper, final paper. You turn in at the end of semester, and you can choose whatever topic you like. Okay, and a month before the end of semester, I want you to talk to me. So you should start thinking right now what I want to write for the final paper. Okay, and then a month before the end of semester, talk to me, consult with me. So each topic has to be consulted with me before you start working on it. Okay, and the paper requirement is posted on Blackboard. And first, you need to describe the events of the issues you're trying to write about. Then you're going to analyze it. You're going to talk about different point of views to that issue. Then the third part is make your own recommendation, a suggestion, or comments, or whatever you want to put there as a personal touch for that issue. Okay, so you include 3 parts, and the detailed requirement is posted on the Blackboard. Okay, so that's the third requirement for the class, and it counts for 35%. You can tell that I value these 3 parts almost equally. Is it a hard class? I don't think it's hard, but I want to see the passion from it. Okay? Because when I was a student, I learned the most from somebody who is very passionate about what they talk about. And he or she may be an excellent scholar, but if he's not showing his passion, then he cannot feel interested in passion. And your leader, your coordinator, show your passion for that topic. And I'm going to start signing the topics, probably 2-3 weeks from now on. And if you have an interest of the topic, you're welcome to talk to me. Okay, so again, I want you to take the ownership of this class. It's not mine, it's ours. We learn from each other. I guarantee I'm going to learn a lot from you. And you're going to learn a lot from your classmates. Okay, so I'm going to give you a lighter grade at the end of semester based on this percentage scale. And I also take attendance. Okay, so I expect you to be here as much as all the time actually, because discussion is part of important grade. But also it's going to affect you like a grade. For example, if you get 90%, that is borderline between A minus and a B plus, right? So how do I decide? I look at your attendance. If you have excellent attendance, now I'm going to boost you up to A minus. Okay, so it's going to affect your grade on module in addition to the discussion grade. Okay, so I think in the rest of them are some resources for you as a student, and also some code, okay, semi-owner code. And whenever you write the papers, you're welcome to use as many resources as you want, but you have to cite them. You have to cite them. Okay, if you don't cite them, you copy that sentence, and that's fake. Okay, and that's kind of be very serious. So cite them. If you're welcome to use any resource you want, or just cite them. Right, so any other questions for the syllabus? Or any question for me?
Would an e-textbook be okay for this class?
You have e-text for this book?
I can probably find one, but last time I checked, it wasn't in the bookstore.
Uh-huh.
So would
Yes.
it be okay?
That will be fine,
Okay.
yeah, as long as you have a copy. And make sure you print the pages. When you have you can bring your iPad with you, yeah, but I want you to bring the book with you to the class, okay? All right, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce myself to you, okay, in a very fun way. Do that all the time. And then I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself. So I'm going to write down some things on this board here. I'm going to ask how many of those things are real, or true. True things that happen to you. Then I can start from there. Six things. Guess how many of those are true?
look old enough for number one to be true.
Okay, so you don't need it. Okay. Others?
Do you want to know which ones we think are true or how many?
Speak whatever you want.
I think 3 are true.
You think 3 are true?
I think they're all true.
You think they're all true?
Oh.
Okay.
Probably 3 of them are true.
3 of them true? What are the ones you don't think is true?
I do not believe number 1,
Uh-huh.
number 4, and number 3. 1,
Okay.
3, and 4.
1, 3, 4. Okay. Others?
I don't think 1, 3, and 5 are true.
1, 3, and 5. Okay. What do you think? No? No idea?
I think number 6 is true.
6 is true. Okay. Others?
I think 1, 3, 5, and 6 are true.
1, 3, 5, 6 are true. All right. So others? People there. What's your guess? You know, this is just fun thing. You know. So, of course, I'm going to reveal the right answer later, but I just want to hear how you think about this.
I think 3 and 6 might be true.
3 and 6 might be true. Okay. So how many will think, let's say 3 out of 6 are true? Raise your hand. Okay. Okay, how many will think 4 out of 6? True. Okay. 5 out of 6 are true. 1. And 6, all of them true. 3. How many think none of them is true? No. 1 of them is true. 2. Okay, all right. The correct answer is all of them are true. Let me explain to you. Okay. Well, in school for education 23 years, I do count elementary school and middle school, high school. Think about it. Elementary school, middle school, high school, that's 12 years. Then college, 4 years. That's 16. Master, 1 year. And that's 17. And PhD, 6 years. 23 years. I'm not young as I look. But thank you for the compliment. And the second one is also true. Once I sat next to desk with $500,000. That's the only time that I sat to such much, big amount of money. And that happened when I was working in a private company in China. Right after I graduated from college, I worked in a private company. And that is 16, 17 years ago. And back then, a lot of business transactions were used by using cash. Even nowadays, in China, this shows you the difference in culture. You can bring a bag of cash to buy a house, to buy a car. Okay, so you can do that. So in that day, I was, helping with a transaction that was $500,000 cash, and the money just right on the desk, and next to me. Of course, I did not get any of that, but it was a memorable experience. I will never forget that. Yeah, so that's true. And I have eaten kangaroo meat. That is true. Where did I eat that? Australia. I went to Australia, University of Melbourne, and in city of Melbourne for a job interview years ago. I have to say Melbourne is one of the best cities that I have ever seen. And it has all the amenities that the big city offer, but it's very clean and it's very rich in culture, and has a beach, and it's beautiful. And I love it. I was there for a week, and that city made a big impression on me. And the second city I really like is I went to Vancouver, and one time I love that place too. So that's true. And the fourth one, I once took an exam in a room that was 0 degrees Celsius. It's Celsius. And, so that's happened. And when I was in college in China, and I remember, and that day, outside temperature is below 3. And I was taking an English exam, which lasted 3 hours, and the heating system was broken. You know, I remember I was covered by layers and layers clothes, and I still feel like my finger cannot move well. And yes, I had that experience. And in that classroom, you have more than 50 people. I'm pretty sure the room is fixed right now. But back then, and that was my experience. And I probably could do better if there was heat in that room, you know, and on that English exam. So that shows, you know, really in a different culture, in a different, you know, life could be quite different. And the fifth one, I have flipped my car on the snowy road that came up with even bruise. That is also true. I was working in Michigan, you know, and as a professor there for a year. And you know, one day I was driving on the highway. At the beginning it was fine, the sky was clear. Then suddenly start pulling the snow, and I heard that is when the road was most slippery. It's when it just started pulling. And I was on the highway driving at 55, and I just turned my steering wheel a little bit to the right, and the car started spinning to the right. Then I tried to correct it, then I overcorrected it, just stopped spinning. Eventually, they went to the ditch, flipped over. And my car was totaled, but I came out, you know, when the car flipped over, I was just, you know, hanging in the middle of air. You know, fortunately, I had a seat belt. So I could not get out from my door because it was showered in snow. So I had to climb to the back door and get out from there. But I was not injured at all. My car was totaled. And so that car protected me. So I got my next car. I got the same one, the same color. Yeah. It was a Chevy HHR. Yeah. So that was also true, and it was a really scary experience. You know. And the last one is also true because in addition to economics, I'm also very passionate about physics, you know, and this is one of the very well-known, you know, theoretical physicists, you know, after Einstein. You know, I love reading his books and reading his theory, and this remain to be one of my dreams to meet him. So there's a little bit about me, even although my life is not that dramatic at all. I just pick the things that it's fun to, you know, it's fun to introduce myself. Okay, so now it's your turn, you know. And what I want you to do on a piece of paper, pick the card, and I want you to write down your name, spell your name clearly so I can read it, okay? First your name. And you have not claimed your major yet, right? Have you? Yes, okay, so write down your major. And you're all freshmen? No. Okay, so write down which year you're in. And also write down what you go for your future, what you want to do, even though it may not be very clear. But write down some ideas you would like to do or you would like to achieve in the future. And the next thing is write down something that you have done that is kind of unusual. Okay, like I have eaten kangaroo meat. I think it's very unusual. Again, this is just a way to getting to know each other.
What did you say for the last one?
Last one, something that you have done that is unusual. Or anything you want to share with us. Somebody's pen? Is yours? You need more time? So I'm going to call your name, and then oh. I'm going to call your name, and then you face your fellow classmate and talk to us what you have written down here, okay? And speak up. Anna,
What's up, Anna? Name's Anna.
speak up.
What's up, Anna Tikamirova? I'm a freshman and a nursing major, and I want to be a certified registered nurse anesthetist. And my fact was that I've eaten escargot, snail, on a cruise. And I'm from Kharkiv, Ukraine.
How to pronounce your last name?
Tikamirova. It's a Tikamirova.
Thank you. William Preston?
My name is William Preston. I'm a freshman. My major is biological education, grades 9 through 12. In the future, I'm joining the Marine OCS program to be an F-18 fighter pilot. And my one fact was that I swim with dolphins over the summer.
Thank you. Sounds fun. Thank you, William. Korean?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Corinne Bethel. I'm a freshman. My major is business administration with a concentration in management. The future, there's many things I could possibly be doing. I don't know yet. I wrote down a few different options, like
Go ahead, tell us.
working with nonprofit organizations, or being a lawyer, or maybe not even any of that. I don't know right now. And my fact about myself is, more often than not, I believe things will just work themselves out. So oftentimes I do nothing about it, and it always works itself out, so I just keep doing it.
Great, thank you, Corey. Christine Turlington.
I'm Kristen Charlington. I'm a double major. I'm a music education and elementary education major. And I'm a freshman. And in the future, hopefully, in 4 years, I'll graduate with honors, hopefully. Hope to graduate with a 4.0. And also hope to return back to my hometown and teach either at the elementary school or middle school. And a fact about myself is, without my glasses or my contacts, I am legally blind and cannot see.
Oh, okay. If you have any problem seeing let me know, okay? Thank you. Alexis?
This one. My name is Alexis Burrill. I'm a freshman. I am double majoring in history and American Indian Studies. In the future, I really want to get my PhD in cultural anthropology and work in a museum in Europe. And I actually put 2 facts about me. The first one was that I was a competitive roller skater for 8 years. And the second one is that I can either speak or I'm learning to speak 4 languages other than English.
And what are they?
Well, I'm moderately fluent in French and American Sign Language, and I'm teaching myself to read Egyptian hieroglyphs and German.
Oh, good. You need to add another one, Chinese. Thank you, Alex. Alisa?
I'm Alyssa. I'm a freshman. I'm majoring in business, and in the future I want to own my own car restoration business. And a fact is, I own a '66 Mustang, and I rebuilt the engine last fall.
Very impressive. Thank you, Alisa. Kayla?
Michaela. My name is Michaela Riley. I'm a sophomore. My major is biology. Once I graduate here, I want to go to
Biology?
Yeah, my major is biology.
But you said music.
I'm another Kayla.
Oh, you're another Kayla. Okay, this one. I'm sorry. Okay, I was thinking Kayla Benson.
Yes.
Sorry.
I'm Kayla Vincent. I'm a music ed major, and I'm a freshman. And in the future, I would like to continue my education, probably in flute performance. But I'm also really interested in working with special needs children, so I'm considering that as well. And an interesting thing I've done is I got to perform on the USS Intrepid in New York City this spring, and it was probably the coolest thing I've ever done in my life. So it's great. Yeah.
Thank you. Anthony?
I'm Anthony Wall. I live like 5 minutes away, so yeah, maybe. But I'm from Lumberton, which is like, yeah. I'm a freshman music ed major, and I like Rubik's Cubes. Like, I can do them blindfolded. And then I was in the United States Army All-American Marching Band this past Christmas.
Okay, thank you, Anthony. Blaine Thomas?
I'm Blaine Thomas. I'm from Tallahassee, Florida. I am majoring in religion and hopes to become a pastor/chaplain one day. And my interesting fact is I went to Puerto Rico this summer, and there I contracted mild dengue fever. So if you go to Puerto Rico, be careful. Watch out for the mosquitoes; they'll get you.
Oh. Thank you for sharing, Blaine. Kathleen Ito?
Yeah, Kathleen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm Kathleen. I am a hope to be a bio major with a concentration in zoology. I'm a second year student. One day I hope to have 3 snakes and grow my own food and stuff like that. I know that creeps people out about the snakes, but I love snakes. And an interesting fact about me is I once caught a catfish that was longer than I was.
That's interesting.
It's actually an interesting story.
Thank you, Kathleen. Olivia?
I'm Olivia. I'm a freshman,
majoring in chemistry with hopes of becoming a pediatric surgeon, or I'm really not, the surgery part's debatable, but definitely pediatrics. And I put as my unusual fact that I'm afraid of dogs, just because I feel like everybody in America has a dog as their pet, and I can't even be around them.
I was like that.
Okay. Kiana?
That's me. My name's Kiana Smith. I'm from Connecticut. I know it kind of sounds like I've been around you guys for like a few days now, and I'm starting to pick up some accent. It's kind of weird. My major is nursing. I hope to become a neonatal nurse practitioner. So 4 years here and then 2 years master's. My interesting fact is that I have eaten alligator meat. I didn't like it. Felt bad. And another interesting fact, I am part British. My mom is from Wales, England, and I am a middle child.
Thank you. Michaela?
My name is Michaela. I'm
Michaela.
a biology major. I'm a sophomore, and once I graduate here, I would like to go to ECU and do their 3-year doctoral program for physical therapy, and then I actually want to go into physical therapy and then become a doctor. And then I guess my fact and interest kind of thing is this. I'm a sophomore, but I'm only 18. I don't turn 19 until like December, so I'm like really young.
Thank you for yours. Carly?
Hi, my name's Carly. I'm a freshman, but I did early college, so I'm about 2 years ahead. And I want to be an English education teacher, and I hope to be able to teach in my hometown in less than 3 years. And my interesting fact was that I came here on a Lumbee scholarship, and not a lot of people know that because I'm obviously pretty light-skinned, but my dad is a Lumbee, so that's why I'm here.
Thank you. Jada?
My name is Jada Williams. I'm a sophomore. My major is biology with biomedical emphasis, and I plan to either be a pediatric surgeon or do pediatric oncology or be an ear, nose, and throat doctor. Yeah, I have a couple interesting facts. I'm also 18 now as a sophomore, and I want to be 19 until September. And I worked with a lady that owned like wolves and stuff like that. And
Fish tacos?
Oh yeah, I ate fish tacos before, but I didn't know if that was really weird or not.
But thank you for sharing. Jacob?
I'm Jacob Kinzer. I go by Jake. I'm a freshman. I'm a history major, and I want to be a history professor whenever I get done with school. And my interesting fact is that I traveled across the country for wrestling in high school.
Okay, thank you. Sierra?
I'm Sierra Shipley. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm coming here to play softball. When I was younger, I swam with dolphins, and then this summer I went paddleboarding, and manatees were like right around my paddleboard, so they were like within like arm's reach. And I want to be majoring in exercise science, and I want to be a physical therapist and hopefully have my own practice one day.
Okay, thank you. Elizabeth?
Okay, my name is Elizabeth Lowry. You can call me Liz. I am a freshman, and I'm undecided about my major, but I either want to major in nursing or elementary ed. And I want to be either a teacher or a neonatal nurse. And my weird fact is that I've ate fried squid before, and it might not be weird to some people, but it's weird to me because I'm a picky eater. But it
Thank you.
wasn't that bad.
Kaylin?
I'm Kevin Locklear. I'm a freshman. I want to be a chemistry major. I want to be a pediatrician. And my unusual fact was I've tried fried frog legs.
Okay, thank you. Samantha?
I'm Samantha Hardison. I'm a music ed major. I'm a freshman.
interesting fact about me. I went to DPAC, Durham Performing Arts Center, and I saw Phantom of the Opera last October, and it was awesome. And I played the flute, and I was a drum major at my high school.
Okay, great, thank you. All right. And so this is a little bit about your fellow classmates. Of course, you need to interact with and with them to get to know them better. And do you have any other question for me? Or
Do you allow drinks in this classroom?
Go out to drink?
No, like drinks like a bottle of water.
Oh yes, yes. That's really interesting. Yes, yes.
Are you okay if I take notes on my laptop?
That's fine. That's fine. Oh, there's one policy about the cell phone I want to announce. Yeah. In economic term, there's something called negative externality. Have you guys heard of that? Negative externality. What does it mean that your action impose a cost on others? Like if you're reckless drivers, then you put danger into the people who are around you on the road, right? So your action there has a negative externality. If you produce something that have this polluted air, then your action there has negative externality. The reason I'm talking about this is when the cell phone rings, that imposes a cost on everybody in this classroom, right? So that has negative externality. Then how our economists deal with negative externality? We use tax, right? Okay, if you're gonna produce something through the air, you gotta pay for it, right? Okay, so I'm gonna have an odd policy here. Okay, not to punish you, it's just to, like you to keep in mind to have your cell phone, turn off or turn on vibrate. If your cell phone rings, this means you have imposed the cost on your fellow classmate, and you have to pay $1 to everybody in the classroom. Okay, so I'm not gonna get money, but your fellow classmate is gonna get $1 from you. So which means you have to bring a $19 with you if you plan having a cell phone ring. Okay, so make sure turn it off. Okay, in the class. So that is a policy. Okay, now you learn what is negative externality. Okay.
Point taken.
Okay. All right. Okay. So. Any other questions?
You said that the classes are videotaped and
yes.
that we can access them. Where
yes.
is that on Blackboard?
No, it's let me write down this. iTunes.uncp.edu. And then when you type this, they will ask you login information. You're gonna just log in. Then you're gonna choose fall 2015, and then under the category 2015, you should be able to see our class. And you just go right into the class, and they have the video dating page.
So the login is the same as like our
That's
breakout
right.
and stuff. Okay.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
And we'll be meeting here every day.
Yes. From now, yeah.
Okay, I was just wondering because on my syllabus, my syllabus is crazy, and so it said that you was somewhere else.
Not here, we're here. We're doing, yeah. So okay, and thank you and for sharing. And I'm going to send you email by the night of tomorrow, which is Friday, and ask you, tell you what to go.